3 John 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, and even as your soul prosper. I wish above all things. All things is all things. I wish above everything that you can imagine that you will be in good health. You will prosper. And your prosperity in every field must be in line with the prosperity of your soul. As a matter of fact, prosperity is not just one word, or it's a word that has a broad sides of it. When a person is completely prosperous, it means that he's doing well financially. He's doing well academically. He's doing well in relationships. He's doing well in his spiritual life. He's doing well in everything around him. If everything around you are not prospering, then we can't call you a prosperous man. You have houses and beautiful cars, but you don't have a family. The children are gone. They don't want to have anything to do with you. Your relationship between you and your children could not work out. It's damaged. That is not prosperity. If the relationship between you and your spouse is not working out, no matter the money and the cars and whatever you have, it doesn't mean anything. Likewise, if your relationship between you and your children and your family, your wife, your spouse, and your friends are working so well, and your finances are not doing better, you are not prosperous. But many people think that the Bible is not interested in your personal prosperity, in the area of your completeness. The Bible is. 3 John 2 has made it clear to you and I today. And since the word of God has declared it and made it open, nothing stops me from talking about your personal prosperity and your personal development in life. 3 John 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou or you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. It is a bit clear when we talk about somebody doing well in his material life. It is clear the man has become very successful in his academic life. It is clear the man is doing well in his relationship with his family. He's doing well. He's just a nice person. Everybody loves him. He's doing well. He likes people. He loves people, and people love him. That's okay. But it's only a part of prosperity. We want it all. We want the complete prosperity. But that we can only have it when we look at prosperity from the biblical point of view. I wish above all things that life becomes well with you. I wish above all things that a day comes in your life where you know that certain struggles are over. A day will come in your life where you look at yourself and you look back where you began and how far you've come. A day will come in your life where you'll be surprised that certain little steps that you took positively have become something great. Many people think that it is okay to become a Christian and all that matters is think about heaven and that's fine. But I'm telling you that there is more, or there are more that God is expecting from you and I than only going to heaven. That is assured. But there are certain things that we need to fulfill in life that will turn back to us. There are certain things that we need to give in life that will turn back to us in good measure, multiplied back to us. And we can reach that state in life when our understanding, our philosophy, our mentality concerning prosperity has been redefined. It is one thing that almost every living thing desires, not only human beings. Every living thing desires. So you see, when animals are grazing, they graze towards where greener pastures are. If a tree is growing, it grows towards the sun. If a tree is growing and you put a boundary around it or on top of it, you are killing the tree. Every living thing has been made to grow, to prosper, to increase, to become very big. You will be more fulfilled when you are doing better economically than being poor. You can never be a good person helping people when you are poor. But you can be a good person helping people when you are very prosperous in every area of your life. Who will come to you for advice concerning relationship when your relationship is not working well? Who will come to you to seek for knowledge if you yourself have read not a single book many years after school? Who will come to you for counseling if the person sees that there is nothing about your life that testifies that you are doing well? There is the need for the church to understand, the people of God to understand, for the world to understand the need to prosper. Now you prosper in all things, even as your soul prospers. I was wondering that why didn't that come first? That you prosper in your soul and all other things. Why? Because it looks like everything that you'll be able to achieve on this planet has connection with your soul. The center of your whole being. A place where messages and informations have been stored for many years and you don't even know. Many people have lost the track. They've lost the way. And they don't even know how to turn back to where they began the journey. And there is no navigator there to take them back. And they've forgotten that when God made us, He placed something in us called the soul, the super ego, that will lead us even to rediscover who we are. If we will concentrate on our soul, how to make our soul grow and develop and become big, I'm telling you that there are a lot of problems that will vanish by itself without you attacking it. Why? Because the soul has received light. The soul has received life. The soul has received something that it can work with. Put 10 people together and you can't give them one soul. They cannot share one soul. Each individual has his own soul. You can use my car, I can use your car. You can share my car, I can share your car. I can share a lot of things with you. You can share a lot of things with me. But my soul is my soul. Your soul is your soul. I cannot exchange it. I can give you mine, I cannot take yours. For in that soul is where your whole world is. Whatever you become in life is in the soul. The smile you carry on your faces comes out of your soul. It's what the soul is producing. If you go to bed and you cannot sleep, something is wrong with the soul. that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospered. If the soul does not prosper, a man is not going to prosper. You will prosper alongside your soul. And the soul comprises of your will, your emotions, and your intellect. So how do you develop your will for it to serve you better? How do you put your emotions under control for it to serve you better? How do you develop your intellect for it to serve you better? Any development that you put on your will, your emotions, and your intellect, the result that comes out does not only benefit you only, but it benefits everyone around you. The more knowledge you have, the more blessed people around you become, because you'll be able to solve their questions for them. The more you have control over your emotions, the more it serves you better and it serves the people around you better. The more you direct your will in a right way, the more it leads you to the perfect place where God has prepared for you in life. You can take everything for granted, but you cannot take your soul for granted. Now my question is, what kind of soul do you have in you? Because when you drive a Toyota car, they have Toyota engine in the car. When you drive Mercedes-Benz car, they have Mercedes-Benz engine in the car. When you drive Jaguar, it has Jaguar engine in the car. Just recently, there's certain companies, certain automobile companies have, turned, so you see this car having BMW engine or some things like that. But the thing is, what you are depends on the soul that is in you. And the soul that is in you is an empty man. It carries the power of God in himself, but is an empty man. Because a child that is born today is going to form a character. He's going to develop a will, and probably a willpower, based on the things that he sees around him and the information that he's been fed with. If you give birth to a child under a coconut tree, where the child sees only lizards climbing coconuts, and he grows with that, automatically you become an expert in climbing coconut trees. Long ones, tall ones. You become skillful in that. And that's all that, or mostly that's what he would like to do with his life, for that's what has been exposed to him. In his intellect, what you feed in is what he's going to use in helping his life and helping his world and his emotion. This area is very delicate in the life of a person. For a whole man to be able to be completely developed, well developed, become grown, become a blessing to his generation, this area of the soul cannot be taken for granted. The question is, if you have a soul of a slave, you become a slave. Even if you live in a palace. If you have a soul of a king, you become a king even in prison. If you doubt, go back to scriptures. Joseph was a slave, but in the prison, he was like a king there. He was higher than Potiphar. But at a point in time, he had to serve Potiphar. And he still proved his kingship. He still proved that he had a soul of a king. What kind of soul do you have in you? Now, the kind of soul that you have in you is not what somebody placed from somewhere in you, but it is what you have grown, developed, groomed, desire to become, prepared to become. If you can develop your soul, if you can develop your intellect, there are certain dreams that will not come into your mind. Do you know that people dream differently? Two people will sleep on the same bed. One will dream flying in an airplane to a very beautiful environment. Another person will dream being chased by wild beasts. what is happening here? What have you been feeding your soul on? The soul has food that it eats. It feeds on information. It feeds on things, on light, on knowledge, and things that have been exposed to a person. The soul feeds on those things. What have you been feeding your soul with? The knowledge and the information that has been entering into your mind. The knowledge and the information that has been entering, you've been seeing. The things that you've been touching. I'm telling you, the five senses, we may put it as the doorway to the soul. And the things that we are experiencing through your five senses, helping your soul to grow, your soul to develop. To lead you into the path of prosperity, where everything around you works well. The soul. Why do you put a man in a prison for 27 years and afterwards he comes out of the prison, he becomes a president? What happened to other prisoners who were there? Who were there for 27 years also? Who were there for 2 years, for 5 years also? Many people are going through difficult times and they don't see any way of coming out from their difficulties. Why? Because they don't know that any difficult situation that you find yourself in, there is a solution that comes with it. But it all depends on the soul. You won't be able to interpret statement of a person based on the information that has been stored in your inner man before. If you've been taught that white is black and black is white, if somebody comes to you and points white to you, you call it black, because in your language, that is how it means. We interpret things differently based on the information that has been stored and how well our will has been grown, how well our intellect has been grown, how developed our emotions are. So one statement will provoke another person to war, the same statement will calm another person. Many confusions are happening around us. Many challenges, many homes are breaking. Children cannot understand their parents. Parents cannot understand children. Why? It all depends on how the soul has been fed, the information and how it interpreted. If we will give much attention to development of our souls, life will be better than it has been. Life will change. There will be transformation. And it comes through things that surrounds us. The environment, the books we read, the things we see, the parents that taught us, the teachers that taught us. So if what you have within you, if what has been stored in your soul is producing negative results, you can change it. And the way you can change it is, one, remember that you are a neutral being, an innocent person. You were born onto this planet and you didn't plan the food you're going to eat until your parent introduced particular food to you. If at the age of 7 years you've not tasted sugar, you don't know that sugar is sweet. If at the age of 7 you've not tasted anything sharp like pepper, you don't know that pepper is sharp. So these are things, the external things that has been introduced to us, that has formed grounds in our souls. So if what you have already is not producing anything, you can change it, because it said that you are a free man and you forever be a free person. You decide what you feed in, what you allow into you. Ask yourself today, where are you now in life? What have you become so far? You see people passing you by and you get angry. You think they are luckier than you are. No, they're doing something that you don't know to do. And they're getting results that you want to get, but you don't know how to get it. Somebody will say that. Is it that important for me to read every day? Of course. Because it's important for the body to receive nutrition every day. You eat every day. You take shower every day. Nobody tells you. The soul needs to be fed every day. Feed the soul on that which will let the soul develop. Go for seminars that will help you. The marriage can work. The bank account can increase. The relationship with all friends and people that you find to be so difficult are going to work and going to be better. You will serve God and you serve your church without grudge. You stop finding problems on just anything and anyone. Why? Because you'll be at peace with yourself. There is a way that one has to go to receive what one has. May the Lord bless you.